Let me ask you a question. How are you? No, I don't mean the how are you as in the polite question many of us routinely ask and answer every day. How you doing? I'm good. You? How are you? I'm fine. You? I mean, how are you? Are you healthy? Mentally, physically, emotionally? Are you happy? Are you happy with your job, your partner, your family, your friendships, your relationships, your work in the world? Are you truly content with the life you're living? Are you really living life, or are you just paying bills until you die? Or are you struggling with something? Mental, physical, or emotional issues? Are you struggling in your relationship, communication issues, not seeing things eye to eye, no intimacy, not really getting along? Maybe you're struggling in your job. You don't like the work that you do. You don't like the people that you do it with. Maybe you're overworked and underpaid, not appreciated. Maybe it's not in alignment with your values and your soul. It doesn't ignite you. Maybe you're struggling with bills and money right now, trying to figure out all the hows and whys of making ends meet. Maybe you got some clutter in your life and your physical environment isn't that supportive or nurturing. Or maybe you're just stuck. You don't know where to go, what to do, how to get there. You feel a little lost or confused about your future, unclear, uncertain. That's okay. A lot of people are right where you are right now. Do you want more from your life? More peace, more joy, maybe more abundance? If you do, if you really want to raise your life up to a higher level of satisfaction, a higher level of results, what are you doing about it? What actions are you taking to dial your life up? Albert Einstein once said, nothing happens until something moves. And I thought that was very wise and prophetic. You see, there is no such thing as static as in your life is unchanging. There is no place where things don't go unchanged. Your life is either getting better because you're taking action, you're taking steps to make things better, or if you're not, your life is slowly but surely getting worse. There is no static. If you want progress, you have to move. If you don't move, you stay where you are for a little while, and then things start to degrade and fall into entropy. Hi, my name is James Jeffley. I want to help you move, create some movement in your life from that lower, unfulfilling, unsatisfied, struggling left side of the dial to someplace on the right side of the dial that feels better, more in alignment, with more energy and satisfaction and growth. I want to help you create some movement in your life. As someone who loves to move, I learned a long time ago that I can't just do one thing. One of my values is variety, and that's why I wear a lot of different hats in life. I'm an award-winning international speaker and trainer. I'm a professional educator. I'm a published author. I'm a musician. I'm a graduate of the Coaches Training Institute, their coactive coaching program. I'm a professional coach, and I'm also a minister. And in certain spiritual circles, I'm known as Reverend Up. And Reverend Up has a catchphrase, and the phrase is, up yours. No, it's not an insult. It's an invitation to raise every part of your life up to a higher level of peace, joy, satisfaction, results, consciousness. And that's where the up thing comes from. So I want to help you up your life. I've created this program called Up Your Life. It is a 10-week group coaching program that focuses on 8 key areas of life satisfaction: your health, money, physical environment, fun and recreation, personal development, your career, relationships, and what I call social contribution, the impact that you're making in the world. I'm hosting this program called Up Your Life on another thing that I'm calling Success Sundays. I want Sunday to be a day of not only renewal, but also success, where you develop the mindset and the tools to take on that next week and make positive, impactful changes in your life. Every Sunday during each one of these cohorts, 10 weeks long, from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to have our group call. You'll get login instructions to join the webinar. You'll get an invitation to join a private Facebook group. You'll get a private email address to send me weekly questions and your assignments. You'll also get a link to my calendar app to schedule your weekly one-on-one private call with me for an hour. And I can't stress this enough. Participation in your life is necessary if you want to progress. If you want to level up, you have to show up. So my expectation is that you will be on every one of these calls, but I know sometimes life shows up, and if you can't make a call, there will be recordings that you can listen to later. This program includes assessments, education, plans and action steps, accountability, and ways for us to measure our progress. This is a group coaching program, so within that, you get to learn, grow, and progress in a supportive community of like-minded people. You can go a lot of places on your own, but I think you can go further faster with a group of supportive, like-minded people. There will also be a private Facebook page just for group members where you can get community support between our regular calls, and there will be email support. You can email me during the week with your questions and your assignments. As I mentioned, you get a 1-hour private coaching call with me weekly in addition to the group call. And this is to cover whatever you want, if it's related to the class or something else going on in your life, and also to talk about things that maybe you don't feel comfortable bringing up in the group environment. And whatever we talk about in our private calls is completely confidential. This program also includes one of the most important aspects of success, accountability. It's the key ingredient that helps us stay on track and succeed. And as I mentioned, you'll get recordings. I will record all of our sessions, the group coaching sessions as well as the one-on-one private sessions, and you will have access to the group calls and your personal recordings because maybe you get something that you missed the first time around. Those will be available to you throughout the program. I'm running 4 groups in 2019 because I want to make this available to as many people as possible. So Group 1 will run from February 24th to April 28th. Group 2 will run from May 12th to July 14th, one day before my birthday. Yay! Group 3 will go from July 28th to September 29th, and Group 4 will run from October 13th through December 15th. Those are the 4 groups and their start and end dates. Each group is limited to 10 people. And you may be wondering, well, why only 10? I want the group to be large enough to help many people, but also small enough to give adequate support and coaching. Remember, I'm doing weekly calls with each person in the group, and I'm looking at balancing things out in my life, and so I want to make sure that I have enough bandwidth to adequately support everyone. But, having 50 or 100 people in the group, that feels like that would be a bit much. So for right now, we're doing 10 people per cohort. I had an opportunity to coach with Melody a couple years ago, and she writes, "Being at the precipice of the most important role in my career, I sought out James because of his own great speaking abilities. He coached me through some misperceptions I had about myself and helped build my confidence, which allowed me to deliver the most impactful presentation of my life. I'm now enjoying that new role, thanks in large part to James's valuable coaching. I would highly recommend James Jeffley." Thank you, Melody. She came to me some time ago when a few years back she was up for a big promotion at her job, and she made her presentation and she did not get the job. She was heartbroken because she has worked so long and so hard at her company and done a lot of incredible things there, brought a lot of value and extra profit to the organization, made a huge impact globally. When that opportunity for promotion came up again, she sought me out. So I not only worked with her on her presentation, but also her mindset and her confidence level. And she was able to go into that next opportunity, make her presentation, and present herself with confidence and clarity and conviction, and she got that executive level promotion. And I am so happy for her. Well, that sounds great, James. I want to up mine. So how much does this cost? Well, I'm glad you asked. The regular value of all of this, 20 hours of group coaching with me, is $44.85. 10 hours of private one-on-one coaching with me is $22.42. 10 hours of email support is also $22.42. If you add all that up, it's a total regular value of $8,969. Before you have a heart attack, take a deep breath. I'm not asking you to pay that. Even though what I offer is worth all of that, I'm not asking you to pay that. Your price today for the 20 hours of group coaching, the one-on-one private coaching for 10 hours, the 10 hours of email support is only $9.97. What? That's right. Only $9.97. Well, James, why almost a 90% discount? Well, as I said, I want to make this life-changing program available to as many people as I can. I know there are a lot of melodies out there. I don't want to be able to help as many of them as I possibly can. And $9.97 makes it more affordable for more people to join. But James, that sounds great. But what if even $9.97 is a stretch for some? I wonder if he has a payment plan. Yes, I have a payment plan. And I have two options in the payment plan. Option number one is you pay the $9.97 up front, put it on your credit card, whatever works for you, and save 10%. Or if you need to stretch it out a bit, you can have option number two, which is 3 easier payments of only $369. And the objective here is to, if you're going to do the payment plan, then you'll have that paid off before the end of the 10 weeks. So we'll just do billing a third, and a third. I got a chance to work with Tabitha about a year and a half ago. And Tabitha writes, James Jeffley is an amazing coach and mentor. I enjoy working with him because he knows how to pull out the genius in me. In one session with James, he was able to give me more clarity on my purpose and help me to realize what I really value the most in life. Because of my initial breakthrough session with James, I decided to reach out again for his help on a very important presentation which could potentially yield $150,000. I was struggling a bit on the flow, how to keep it simple, and yet still have a huge impact. He was able to help me piece together the problem, the impact, relate it back to the audience, and end with a solution. I'm so excited that God blessed me with a coach that is passionate about seeing me be successful in my journey of serving and helping others. Thanks, Tabitha. It was an honor to work with you. Why is this important? This is important because, very simply, your life matters. Somewhere right now, listening to the sound of my voice, is another Melody, another Tabitha, another person that I have helped over the last 20 years or so of coaching. I know that whatever you're struggling with, you deserve better in your life. More fulfillment, more happiness, that there's something within you that you want to bring out into the world. And when you do that, the rest of us become the beneficiaries of that thing. I don't know what that is, but working together, we might be able to figure that out. It might be a song, a book, it might be a career change, a business that you want to start. Maybe you want to save the world, or maybe you just want to save your own world. No matter what you're up to, I want to help you step fully into that. I want to help you lean into the uncomfortableness of your greatness, of your potential. Maybe you don't want to save the world. Maybe you just want to be a better mom or a better dad or a better whatever it is you want to have, do, or be in life. I want to help you have, do, or be that because your life matters. You see, I believe that we are all made of greater stuff, cosmic stuff, universal stuff. And because of that, we are made for greater things, not just living, paying bills, and dying. Well, if I'm so universal, why can't I do this by myself? Well, that's a great question. And you know what? You absolutely can do these things by yourself. But are you? Are you taking the steps necessary to up your life? Or are you trying to do this kind of like with that Lone Ranger mentality? Either because of pride or ego or shame. Oh, I can't really tell anybody that I'm struggling. I'm smart enough to figure this out by myself. I don't really need any help. I'm this, that, or the other thing. Whatever limiting belief you have, whatever disempowering story you're telling yourself, that you can do all of this stuff by yourself, whatever has talked you into, convinced you of this Lone Ranger mentality, let me remind you of something. The Lone Ranger wasn't alone. Lone Ranger had Tonto and the two smart horses. Okay? So this whole Lone Ranger thing is a myth. The Lone Ranger had help. I love what Sonia Sotomayor says. She says, remember that no one succeeds alone. We all need or have needed someone to get a leg up in life, to make progress in life, to succeed in life. Never walk alone in your future paths. We all need each other. This is why we get to drive faster in the carpool lane. You probably have that in your world somewhere, wherever you are on the planet. In my world in California, in the United States, on some of the highways, there's a carpool lane, especially in the metropolitan areas where there's a lot of congestion. And so if you're in the carpool lane, you get to travel faster. If you know where you want to go and you meet the requirements, you get to drive in the carpool lane. And you get to your destination before other people do. But here's the catch. You can't go by yourself. You got to have 2 or in some cases 3 or more people in the vehicle. And I think this is a perfect metaphor for life. If you want to succeed, if you want to go further and get there faster down the road to your success, you will not do that alone. You'll be like the people driving in the cars by themselves, sitting there stuck behind other people driving in cars by themselves, looking over at you with a furrowed brow and maybe uttering some curse under their breath. Oh, son of a... Why do they get to go faster? Because they know that the road to success is not traveled alone. I want to share this with you. This is a free gift, and I would encourage you to write this down, because I think if you want to be successful in your life, there are certain steps that you have to take. I learned this years ago in reading an article from an organization called the Parent Institute, and they said that there are steps and there's a likelihood of success for each of these steps. And the first step, if you want to realize your dream, is you have to have an idea. We have thousands of ideas every day, right? And most of them we don't act on. And I think sometimes that's a good idea. Not every idea we have needs to be acted on. But if you just have an idea, what do you think the likelihood is of you being successful in manifesting that idea? According to them, you have about a 10% chance. You might get lucky and stumble into it, but really it's just an idea. That's it. Okay, how do we level this up? How do we dial this up to a higher level? What they suggest is the next step to your success is you have to make a decision. You have to take that idea and decide, you know what? I am going to do something about this. I am going to take action. I will make this happen. Okay, you've got an idea, you've got some passion, and you've made a decision. What's the likelihood of success? About 25%. It's better than 10, but you still got a 75% chance of not making it happen. All right, what's the next step? You've got to schedule it. Okay, I know there are some people that I've coached, that I've worked with over the years, that the moment they write it down, in their calendar, whether that's a paper calendar or it's an electronic calendar on their computer or laptop or tablet or on their phone. The moment they schedule it, something shifts in the universe and it becomes real for them. And at that moment, their idea that they have made a decision to take action on and is scheduled now jumps up to a 40% chance of success. Now you look at that and you go, 40%, I'm still not at half. No, you're not. It's better than 10 or 25, but what's missing? What's missing? What's missing is that old adage that you've probably heard a million times. People don't plan to fail, they simply fail to plan. Okay, I have an idea. I've decided to take action, I've scheduled it, and now I have written a plan. I've got step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, however many steps are involved in my plan. I have planned it out. Okay, what's the chance of success now? 100%? No. According to them, about 50%. Wait a minute, James. I have a plan now. Surely it's got to be better than that, better than 50%. Look at your own experience. How many times have you had a plan and you didn't follow through on it? What is your own personal success rate? It might be better than 50%. It might be lower than 50%. But on the average, most people, even with a plan, are only about 50% likely to be successful. Okay, how do we increase the chances of success? Well, the next step that they say is commit to someone else. Tell somebody else about your idea. Tell someone else you've decided to do something, that you've scheduled something, that you've planned something. Commit to someone. Hey, you know what, so-and-so, I'm working on this thing, and I just wanted to let you know it's a big thing for me, and I just wanted to share that. Okay, great. You've committed to somebody else, and I'm gonna do this, and I just want to let you know. Great. What's your chance of success now? Drum roll. About 65%. What? Why isn't it higher? I told someone else. Well, we get pretty good, some of us, at letting ourselves down, even with a plan. And some of the same excuses we use to let ourselves down, we let other people down with them too. Oh, I was too busy. I didn't have enough this. I wasn't enough that. And most of the time, our friends let us off the hook. So even though you've got a greater likelihood of success by committing to someone else, there's still something missing. This is the secret sauce. I'm going to let you in on this right now. What they suggest the next step should be is to follow up with an accountability partner, someone whose mission is to hold you personally accountable for the idea, the plan that you said you wanted to create, that you wanted to manifest. It's one thing to commit to someone. It's another thing to know that, oh man, I've got to talk to so-and-so next Monday at 2 and report my progress. That's what makes coaching so much more effective than just training. Training is about giving people information, right? And maybe a little motivation. But coaching is about providing accountability. And I will pat you on the back. I will, be your biggest champion when you succeed. I will also nudge you and push you when you're fallen short. And I will remind you of why this is important to you. What's the likelihood of success with an accountability partner? About 95%. What? Yep. Now, we could still get hit by a bus or a meteor or, something like that, life. There's 5% chance that things won't work out. But you have a significantly higher chance of making things work, of achieving your goals, if you follow up with an accountability partner. That sounds great, James. Where can I get all of those steps? Well, I'm glad you asked. I know a place. You can get all of those steps on Success Sundays in the Up Your Life program. Because you know what we do? We work on ideas. We work on decisions. We work on schedules. We create plans. We work on commitments, and we do follow up with accountability. All of those things are part of the coaching program that I have created for you. So if you really want to move your life up, I know a place where you can do that. Why is this important to me? This is important to me because your success matters. If you're successful, I'm successful. If you go out and do something magnificent, wonderful, amazing in the world, that creates a ripple effect that has an impact on all of creation, on the whole universe. You may not understand it, I do. You may not get it, but I do. And at some point, if you work with me, you'll get it too. Melody's success, that matters to me. Tabitha's success, that matters to me. Your success matters to me. I want to see you living large, playing big, doing all the kinds of things that you want to do. And you don't have to go out and be an earth shaker. I just want you to be more fulfilled, happier. Would it be okay with you if your life got a little better? Well, if the answer is yes, join me on February 24th from 3 to 5 p.m. for the first installment of Up Your Life on Success Sundays. Remember, this program is limited to 10 people per group. So once I hit 10, I can move you to the next cohort, which will start a couple months later. All right, so if you want to be part of the first group, I encourage you to sign up now. Remember, your price today is only $9.97. So act now. Choose the payment option on this page, and let's get started with upping your life. I'll see you on Success Sundays.